You are the secret sauce. You are the secret sauce. So often from clients, people in my lives, everything, the question I get asked the most is like, how do I make my brand authentically me? How do I make it me? How does it shine me? And I just keep coming back to no one is like you. No one has your story. No one has your voice. So skill set, schmill sets. Like it doesn't matter. Like, do you know how many branding experts are out there in the world? Like so many, a lot. There's a lot of noise, and there's probably a lot of noise in your industry too. So what I want you to remember is that multiple people can have the same skill set. Stop comparing yourself to everyone out there doing the same thing as you. I just did air quotes for those of you who can't see me. Yeah, there's people doing similar things to you, but no one has your voice. And this is where branding really starts to build its foundation, your specific personal brand. So let me light a freaking fire under your booty and remind you that no one has your story, no one has your voice, no one's going to say it like you're going to say it, no one's going to do it like you're going to do it. And guess what? Your audience, your particular people that are meant to be heard, seen, and served by you are gonna love the way that you do it. They're gonna love the stories that you tell. They're gonna love the little like idiosyncrasies that you have. So to hold back or try and copy someone else and say it the way that they say it, it's like the energy is not gonna hold true. So if I can just stop you right now in your tracks from ever doing that again, going like looking at so-and-so, Little Miss Perfect on Instagram and being like, I got to do it like she's doing it because she's crushing it and I want to crush it too. No, the reason why, use her as an example of someone who's like doing it and just showing you that you can do it too. Yes. But the reason why that person or that company or that business is seemingly doing really, really well, you don't even really know for sure, is because they found their authentic brand and they've realized that their secret sauce is them and what they bring to the table. And this is exactly what you need to do. How, Jessica? How? Okay, I hear ya. I hear ya. You have to be willing to show up and do the thing that is like so true to your nature that you're a little bit scared to do. Let me give you an example. So I recently hosted a 5-day spring fling party, right? And you know what? I got costumes, I got wigs. I thought it was so strange and so weird. Like, I'm like, people are going to think this is bizarre. But I had so much fun that like everyone that showed up was having fun too. It resonated to them. Also, your story, everything you've experienced up until this point, the transformations that you've made because of everything that you've been through is the exact stories you need to be telling your audience. And it's like, share. Like I've had a business for a very long time. I was always behind the scenes, self-proclaimed introvert. Did not want to be in front of the camera. And look at me, here I am now, like talking to you on this podcast and on the YouTubes and on the interwebs, right? Like I was like terrified to go live. I was terrified to get in front of the camera, but I knew, somewhere in me knew, like if I just show up, be my crazy, goofy self, wear the wigs, say the bad jokes. Like I have terrible jokes, you guys, but they're the ones that like are so bad that they're kind of funny. Like when water's so hot, it's cold. Like I think that's what my jokes are like, I think. Anyways, I keep telling them anyways, wah, wah. Like if you want to sound the sad trombone, that's fine with me. But really, it's like when I finally showed up as myself, and this is what I was teaching my clients for years, but was not practicing what I was preaching. When you show up as yourself, when you show up authentically as you, doing the goofy thing, hey, and if you're more buttoned up and serious, like do that. If you're more like ethereal and whimsical, like be that, show up as that, because that's what your audience wants from you. They want you. You repeat after me. I am the secret sauce. You are the secret sauce to your brand and business. And you might hear no. You might hear like, oh no, you should do it this way. You should be more factually based. You should state statistics, which I do every once in a while, but it's not my like foundational MO is to state statistics to you. Say that 10 times fast. No, 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 no. I like to be fun and energetic and vibrant and come to the table and tell my bad jokes and whatever, make funny faces, all those things, those like that. And that's how I like to share branding with you, right? So even though the next brand expert might be doing it in a more methodical way or whatever the case may be, it doesn't really matter. I'm staying in my lane because I know that in order to be successful, heard, and have fun doing this thing, like I have to show up as me. And that's the energy that's going to translate to your audience. So if you're out there like trying to copycat someone else or like piecemealing all the success stories in the room and trying to make them your own, please stop. Please stop right now. Tell your story. Tell your version of the story. Tell your version of the skills that you have and present them in the way that is most authentically and aligned with you. I often bring up Jamie Kern-Lima. She is the founder and builder of It Cosmetics. I recently read her book. And throughout the whole thing, like she kept being told by like high-end cosmetic industry moguls, like you don't have the look, you don't have the flavor that this business has known for years. And she broke that mold. She showed up as the woman who had skin issues, who was the average person in the world, and showed up as like, look, I can help my skin. I can fix my skin. So can you. And so that was her special secret sauce. That's how she showed up and built a business that she sold, by the way, for over $1 billion. Okay, that's B with $1 billion. And look, there's over 7 billion people on the planet. Believe me, there's no scarcity of people for you to obtain an audience that understands you. And look, people love people that they know, that they like, and they trust, that share the same values as they do. And how do you do this? You can't show up as some weird carbon copy of yourself and expect people to resonate. It just won't land. It won't land. The sticky paper will not be sticky. They won't be attracted. There will be no flame. I often talk about being on fire, like your brand on fire. There will be but a flicker, if that, if you try and copy and piecemeal success stories that you've seen all around you and try to build it into your own. No, use it as inspiration, sure. Use it as motivation, absolutely. But you are your secret sauce. Your story. So what is it? Maybe you're like a health coach. Maybe you're in nutrition or something like that. And you first went on your journey. Like you remember being in your grandma's kitchen, fixing and cooking that meal like every Friday night with the family. And that's what made you, and you always felt so loved, so nourished in that environment. So you wanted to go on in that journey and help create that environment for other people who never had it. Maybe that's what lit you up. Maybe that's your story to tell. Or maybe like you didn't have any of that and you're like, what the heck? Like I want that, nourished, loving environment, that really beautiful relationship with my food and my meals. I'm just using this as an example. And so that's why you're lit up. Like that's why you're lit up and you want to create that. So build that into your anecdotes, those stories that you tell. Build that in. For me, it was like, I love creativity. I always loved taking something that was so average and just making it gorgeous, making it beautiful, making it make sense, like taking tons of ideas and creating just this like cohesive, wonderful, easy to understand message. And that's why I do what I do. So, I mean, and like it all spawned from like, again, I think if you listen to the first episode, like creativity, building beautiful things, that was my happy place. That was where I had a sense of luxury and maybe even a little bit of control. And like, maybe even just like I could create my own world in these spaces. And so now I get to do that for brands and businesses. And I just cannot stress it enough that you are your secret sauce. That story you have to tell, everything you've been through up to this point is part of your brand. is part of who you've become, is a part of the way you can create transformation with your own clients, with your own, even if you're selling products, like build that into how you communicate, build your brand story into everything that you do, because you cannot let your story go to waste. Do not let your story go to waste. Do not let any pains you've experienced, do not let any pleasures you've experienced, don't let them go to waste. Share them, allow them to be a pivotal foundational point of the story that you tell, that is your brand, that is your business. Share yourself, share your values, share what's important to you. And this is what's going to attract your audience. This is what's going to help build your brand, people. This is what's going to do it. It's so, and let me just remind you, you're a beautiful person. You have beauty to share. And even again, if that juice in you is more like buttoned up, a little more serious, a little more strategic, that's fine too. Be that. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with your story. There's nothing wrong with your voice. The only thing wrong is when you don't share it, is when you don't incorporate it into what you're doing. I'm so lit up about this, obviously. So today, your assignment, your mission is to put only view others that have in the same industry as you as motivational, inspirational things around you. If not, delete, unfollow, and then create your own way. Put those blinders on, stay in your lane. You are the secret sauce. You are it, girl. You are the thing. You are the thing that your audience needs the most. And believe me, they are sitting there going like, where is she? I have a pain, or I want to get closer to something I'm aspiring to, and I just don't know how to get there. And you have the key to that, and you're not sharing it. As I say, that's just mean. Don't do that to people. Don't not share your story, your gift, your brand, your mission, your message because you're scared, when there's people out there literally chomping at, not literally, we overuse that word. That's really bothersome to me. Okay. There's people out there chomping at the bit, like waiting for you to show up, waiting for you to provide them the answer that only you can provide. And they'll probably have a similar story to yours. And they're going to be like, oh my God, the more you do this, the more you're going to hear back. Like, I thought you were talking directly to me. I thought you were specific. Like, it felt like you were hitting something specifically in me. That's what happens when you start to share authentically from who you are, what you are, and everything that's led you up into this point. So hopefully I've inspired you today, motivated you today. Like, get on it, girl. Like, do not wait one more second. Share that story, put it in your Instagram stories, put it in your IG lives, put it on the TikToks, wherever you're playing these days, put it on your podcast. Like, share your story. It is your gift. It is your secret sauce to creating a personal brand that is powerful, meaningful, memorable. Do it today. And let me give you a little 1, 2, 3 on how you can figure out what your brand story actually is. Not your brand story, but like your secret sauce, Like, what is your secret sauce? So I want you to think back to a pivotal time. Like, maybe it was when you first started your business, or maybe it was a moment in childhood, or maybe it was even just yesterday. It doesn't really matter. I want you to think back to a pivotal moment in your time where you decided that you wanted to do something else. And then take a moment, just like recollect that moment right now. And I want you to remember the feelings around it. Because often when we are making a big leap, such as like building a business or reinventing our brand or reinventing ourselves, quite frankly, there's so much pivotal emotion around it. And we want to capitalize on that. We want to use that. We want to use that as some more of our secret sauce magical powers, right? So capture the feeling that moment provided. Like, oh my God, I have to do this. I cannot not do this. And whatever the motivating factor is, it could have been freedom in your own life. It could have been helping others. It could have been making more money. It could have been a combination of all three, and then some, and other things as well. Whatever the case may be, remember the feeling. Part of that is your secret sauce. those feelings, those desires of freedom, those feelings of I've had enough, those feelings of I'm meant for more. I'm bigger than this. This is like I'm playing small and it's time to bust out of my freaking shell. I'm speaking from my own experience here. I'm sharing a bit of like, those are the feelings I felt at that moment. Like I am so lit up about this. I want to transform hundreds and hundreds of brands. And so that the people heading these brands and these businesses, the women, the powerful, feminine, beautiful women, powerful, authentic women out there can rise up, share their message, share their business. And then in turn, that ripple effect starts happening. So I was like, I can't stay introverted anymore. I can't stay behind the camera anymore. I can't stay quiet anymore. I like have to do this. And it's so much fun. It's so much freaking fun. And I just remember feeling like this surge of power, of momentum, of excitement, of party, of like fun. Let's play. Let's do this. There's a lot of beautiful people out there. Like, let's connect. Let's like make this beautiful connection together. So think about that pivotal moment for you and what that was and what that felt like. And write those feelings down and write what was driving that pivot. I can't say the word pivotal for some reason. Pivotal moment for you. So, and let that be some of the foundational momentum and energy that you put into your messaging that you start to share. And then again, like, what does it feel like to work with you? I had one client where she had this huge aha moment. She's like, she lives on a farm and, and she's just like this, like, I love telling people, you know, I love giving it to them straight, but also it's like sitting on the porch swing on my farm and really just getting down to it and being a friend. It's like sitting there on that porch swing together and we just go deep and we talk about it and it's revealed and then movement is made. And so she started putting that into her branding and marketing. It's like really like being on the farm, peaceful, sitting on the porch swing, making moves, like doing something different. If we use circle back to Jamie Kern Lima, like her pivotal moment was, I have troubled skin. I'm on camera. And there's nothing out there for me that will actually not only help heal what's going on for me, but also cover it up so I can continue to work and exist and be. And so she was solving a problem not only for herself, but for everyone who was quite frankly suffering with the same affliction. So what is it for you? What was that pivotal moment? What feelings does it evoke in you? Or what did you see? What did you see in your life, maybe in someone you loved and they didn't have the resources that they needed? And so you wanted to make that change for them. For me too, it's like I see these brands and these businesses and they have brilliant ideas and amazing stories to tell. And they're just not sure how to get over that hurdle, how to say it in a concise way, how to really capture what is authentically them. And not only that, even in my own self, like getting over those imposter syndromes and those invisibility issues and overcoming that so that the message can be shared. So use that freaking story that got you here in the first place as momentum and juice and fire, fuel to the fire. So really, it's like, what was that story? Maybe there's several along your journey that got you here. Tell them all, girl. Tell them all. Tell them all. Let them all be fuel for that fire. And what were the feelings behind it? And communicate those feelings, those frustrations, those I've had enough moments. Those I'm meant for more. I can't stay small anymore moments. And maybe you're going through one right now. Don't let that story go to waste. I leave you now with that assignment. Like capture that moment, capture those feelings and start sharing it with the world.